Peace be with you. I'm Pastor Troy, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to study the Bible with peace in our hearts and not so much confusion in our minds. Studying the Bible can be a really daunting thing. The Bible is really more like a library than a book, written by numerous different authors across time and space. And it certainly encapsulates several different kinds of literature, not to mention all the different translations. So, in this video, we're going to talk about a really simple method to study the Bible more effectively so that we can receive the enriching and transformative message that it has for our lives. It's called the STOP method. STOP stands for situation, type, object, and prescriptive. And we'll get more into each of these in just a moment. The situation is the first stop in the STOP method. It's to consider the historical situation of that piece of scripture. Was it happening at the time the passage was written? Was it happening before? Where are we in the history of the world? Understanding the historical context can certainly help us to grasp the original intent of the author and how that scripture touches our lives today. Once we move on from S, we get to T, which stands for type. As we examine the type of literature that we're dealing with, is it narrative, poetry, prophecy, revelation, straight up prose, or something else? Certainly, different types of literature speak differently. We wouldn't interpret prophecy the same way we'd interpret history, nor would we interpret poetry the same as prose. And so knowing the type of literature is extremely helpful. One of the ways that we can tell the type of literature is based on how it's actually printed in our Bible. The Psalms are poetry, and so they're written in a poetic form. The Gospels are a sort of history of Jesus' life, and so they're written out in narrative form. Different types of literature actually present differently in our Bibles. But once we move on from T, we get to O, and O stands for object. Who or what is the object of the passage? Who's being talked about? And who's it for? Is it referring to a specific person, event, or place? Is it more universal? Identifying the object of the passage helps us to understand its significance in our lives. Then finally we get to prescriptive. Is the passage prescriptive or descriptive? Meaning, does it give us a command or instructions to follow, prescribing something? Or is it describing something that has already happened or a phenomenon that keeps happening in our lives? This can help us also to apply the message appropriately in our daily life. All of this, applying the STOP method, can help us to read the Bible with more peace, remaining more calm. And so, we hope this video helps. Happy reading, and peace be with you.